You're not confused about what needs to change. You're avoiding the feeling that comes with changing it. And those are two very different things. Because deep down, you already know the conversations you've been postponing, the habits that are draining you, the work you keep delaying, the life you keep saying you'll eventually build. You know. But every time you get close to doing something uncomfortable, your brain pulls you somewhere safer. You scroll. You distract yourself. You suddenly feel tired, hungry, unmotivated, overwhelmed. Not because you actually can't do the thing, because discomfort triggers escape. And most people spend their entire lives becoming experts at emotional escape. That sounds dramatic until you notice how automatic it is. You wake up already anxious, not a huge anxiety, just a low, constant pressure sitting in your chest. There's something important you should be doing. Maybe applying for something. Maybe fixing your sleep. Maybe ending a relationship that stopped feeling honest months ago. Maybe finally starting the thing you keep talking about. But instead, you grab your phone. Just for a minute. And somehow, an hour disappears. Then, another. And now the discomfort is still there. Except mixed with guilt. That's the trap nobody prepares you for. Avoiding pain doesn't remove it. It delays it, multiplies it, transforms it into something heavier. The pain of discipline becomes the pain of regret. The pain of honesty becomes the pain of disconnection. The pain of growth becomes the pain of staying the same, and staying the same slowly starts hurting in strange ways. You become irritated more easily. You lose respect for your own promises. You start envying people you used to feel inspired by. Not because they're better than you, because they did the uncomfortable thing you keep postponing. Wait till you hear this. Most people think confidence comes before action, but confidence is usually the result of surviving discomfort repeatedly. That changes everything, because now the goal isn't feel ready. The goal becomes stop running. That's it. Stop escaping every emotion that challenges your current identity, because the version of you that has peace, discipline, clarity, purpose, that version was built through discomfort, not around it. And somewhere along the way, comfort became the modern addiction nobody talks about honestly, not comfort like rest. Real rest is healthy, comfort is avoidance. There's a difference. One restores you, the other slowly weakens you. You can feel it late at night. You tell yourself you're relaxing, but your mind feels restless. You binge content you don't even care about. You keep checking apps that stopped making you happy a long time ago. And beneath all of it is this strange feeling. I know I'm wasting myself right now. That thought hurts. So you escape harder. Here's what nobody tells you about avoided pain. It waits for you, patiently. The difficult conversation. The gym. The lonely healing phase after a breakup. The uncertainty of starting over. The fear of failing publicly. The discipline required to become someone different. You can delay those moments, but you cannot eliminate them. Life eventually collects the debt, and the longer you wait, the more expensive it becomes emotionally. That's why some people feel exhausted all the time without doing anything physically difficult. Avoidance drains energy. Carrying unfinished decisions drains energy. Pretending drains energy. Knowing what you should do and not doing it drains energy. Your mind was not designed to hold constant internal conflict, and maybe that explains the tiredness you can't fully describe. Not sleepy tired. Soul tired. The kind where even small tasks feel emotionally heavy. But this is where it changes, because eventually something inside you gets honest. Maybe after another wasted night. Maybe after seeing someone your age moving forward while you feel frozen. Maybe after hearing your own excuses one too many times. And suddenly the distractions stop working like they used to. You start realizing the pain you avoid is often pointing directly toward the life you want. The workout you avoid? Probably connected to confidence. The conversation you avoid? Probably connected to freedom. The risk you avoid? Probably connected to growth. The solitude you avoid? Probably connected to self-understanding. And once you notice that pattern, your entire perspective shifts, because now discomfort stops looking like punishment. It starts looking like direction. And that's when you begin seeing your life differently, not through motivation, through patterns. You notice how often you abandon yourself the moment things become emotionally uncomfortable. You say you want change, but the second change asks something difficult from you. Your mind negotiates its way back to safety. You'll start tomorrow. You need more clarity first. You're too stressed right now, maybe later. And later, quietly, becomes years. That realization stings a little, because there's a specific kind of sadness that comes from watching your own potential slowly collect dust. Not because you weren't capable, because you kept choosing relief over growth. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people avoid hearing. Your future is hidden inside the things you keep resisting. The work, the honesty, the discipline, the solitude, the risk, the consistency, especially consistency, because dramatic change looks exciting online. But real transformation is usually repetitive and boring for a while. That's the part people don't post. The early mornings where nothing feels different yet. The workouts where you still hate your reflection. The lonely phase where your old habits are gone but your new identity hasn't fully formed yet. That middle phase feels strange. You're no longer who you were, but not yet who you're becoming. And a lot of people quit there, not because growth isn't working, because uncertainty feels uncomfortable. But wait till you hear this. Discomfort is often evidence that your identity is expanding. That anxiety before speaking honestly? Expansion. That fear before trying something new? Expansion. That awkwardness when changing your habits? Expansion. The problem is, most people interpret discomfort as danger, so they retreat back into familiar suffering. Familiar misery feels safer than unfamiliar growth. Think about how many people stay in lives they secretly hate because at least it's predictable. Predictable pain becomes seductive. You know the routine, you know the excuses, you know how to survive there. Growth demands uncertainty, and uncertainty exposes control issues most people didn't even realize they had. You can feel this during quiet moments. Driving home at night, standing in the shower, lying in bed staring at the ceiling, while your phone glows in your hand. There's this subtle awareness that life is moving, fast. And deep down you know avoidance has a cost, not always immediately, but eventually. The opportunities disappear, the years pass, the energy changes. The version of you that once dreamed big starts becoming quieter, not because the dream died, because disappointment exhausted it. And that's when it hits you. Nobody is coming to pull you into your next chapter. At some point, you have to walk into discomfort voluntarily. That's maturity. Not becoming emotionless, becoming willing. Willing to feel awkward, willing to fail publicly, willing to be misunderstood, willing to start before feeling ready. Because readiness is one of the biggest illusions people hide behind. Most meaningful things in life begin before confidence arrives. And strangely enough, once you stop running from discomfort, your mind becomes calmer, not instantly, but steadily. You stop fearing difficult conversations because you no longer delay them for months. You stop fearing discipline because it becomes part of your identity. You stop overthinking every decision because action creates clarity faster than endless mental analysis ever will. And maybe the biggest shift is this. You begin trusting yourself again. That matters more than people realize. When you trust yourself, your energy changes, your posture changes, even your thoughts become quieter, because self-trust removes internal chaos. You say you'll do something, and you do it. Small at first. Wake up earlier, take the walk, send the message, finish the task instead of escaping into distraction. Tiny moments. But those moments slowly rebuild your identity. And identity changes everything. Because eventually you stop seeing pain as proof something is wrong. You start seeing it as proof something is growing. The hard workout, the difficult boundary, the lonely rebuilding phase, the discipline nobody applauds, the uncomfortable honesty. That's where your next version is waiting. Not inside comfort, not inside endless preparation, inside the things you keep avoiding. And maybe that's the real tragedy of modern life. Not that people suffer, that they suffer unnecessarily by avoiding the pain that could actually free them. The pain of growth hurts temporarily. The pain of avoidance quietly lasts for years. One builds you, the other slowly erodes you. So maybe the question isn't, how do I avoid discomfort? Maybe the better question is, which pain leads somewhere meaningful? Because either way, life will ask something from you. And the moment you stop running from that truth, you stop feeling stuck. You start becoming dangerous in the best possible way. Calmer, clearer, more honest, more alive. Not because life became easier, because you finally stopped asking it to be. And if this felt real to you, don't ignore it.